In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, and peace be upon you. It's June 16th and Monday afternoon in Pakistan. Among today's most important news, the top story is about Fauji Fertilizer, DAR, and PIA. Fauji Fertilizer, DAR wants to buy Pakistan International Airlines. Yes, today a letter has surfaced. This letter has been written by the people at Fauji Fertilizer DAR. It is addressed to the General Manager of Pakistan Stock Exchange Limited, informing them that everything is happening very urgently. As of the 13th, in Hindi, they say Turant ho raha hai. And in Urdu, we say Furan Furan ho raha hai, meaning it's happening immediately. So, from this, you can understand the level of urgency yourself. On the 13th, the board of directors of Fauji Fertilizer DAR held a meeting, and in that meeting, they gave approval that Fauji Fertilizer DAR wants to purchase stakes in PIA. Now, the people at Fauji Fertilizer DAR did not wait after the board of directors made the decision. As you know, this is a government or semi-government institution. It usually takes 2, 4, or 5 days for a letter to be issued. But on the very same day, the 13th, the board of directors held its meeting, and on the 13th itself, based on the proceedings of that meeting, a letter was issued by Brigadier Khurram Shehzad, retired, who is the company secretary. He wrote this letter, and the reference number of this letter is 6.12. Pakistan Stock Exchange /S/FFC. This was on June 13, 2025, as I mentioned, the very day the Board of Directors meeting was held. And on that same day, as they say in Rawalpindi, a letter was written immediately, right on the spot. Now, I don't know whether someone actually hand-delivered this letter to the people at the stock exchange or if it was just sent by courier and would arrive the next day. But the letter was written on the very same day, which shows you just how rushed this was. And you can understand that something of an emergency nature was happening. In other words, the decision to acquire PIA was made in the so-called greater national interest, but now it was taken in a great hurry, and we have to acknowledge that here. Brigadier Khurram Shehzad, retired, who is the company secretary, he is the secretary of Fauji Fertilizer, and he's the one sending this letter. Here, you should know that Fauji Fertilizer is a company that manufactures fertilizer. Compared to private companies, they get gas at a cheaper rate because this is a national company and they receive a substantial subsidy on gas. That is why they are able to produce fertilizer at lower costs. Now, exactly how cheaply they sell it, I don't know, that you can find out yourself. Obviously, they must be passing on some of the subsidy, but since they get gas at subsidized rates, it becomes a bit difficult for private companies to compete with them. But then I think what will happen is that the arrangement will be such that private companies will probably also be given fertilizer at the same rate, at least a few of them, so that it appears fair and things don't look too bad. Anyway, Fauji Fertilizer is owned by Fauji Foundation, and Fauji Foundation is the welfare department of the Pakistan military, or you could say it's the services department for the military's welfare. Fauji Foundation operates under this. In the Fauji Foundation, generally about 90 to 95% of the employees are retired military officers and personnel, and the system is set up exactly like a replica. It's not like a brigadier can be placed under a major general. No, only a brigadier will be under a major general. The main positions are structured in such a way, or the organizational structure is designed so that when someone retires from the military and joins the Fauji Foundation, they receive positions in the same hierarchy. Anyway, the news so far is that now Fauji Fertilizer will buy Pakistan International Airlines, and let's see what happens in this matter. Even before this, it was almost a semi-military type of company that wanted to buy it. Blue World City had shown its interest, and they wanted to buy the entire PIA for the price of just one of its planes. In fact, they had valued PIA at 2 billion rupees. I can tell you with full confidence that if you tried to buy a major bus service in Pakistan for 2 billion rupees, the big companies that run coaches and buses in Pakistan, like New Khan or Manthari, don't think even they would want to sell their entire bus service for that amount. As for Blue World City, if I'm not mistaken, they also have Suno TV, and they are quite close to the generals of the military establishment. So they too are essentially a military type company. But that deal couldn't materialize. And at that time, PIA had paid millions in consultancy fees, probably even more than what Blue World City wanted to pay to buy PIA. Now, this has become a new episode. Let's see how it unfolds and where it leads. We will keep you updated on any developments in this matter. Please pray that whatever happens may it be in the best interest of PIA, Pakistan, Fauji Fertilizer, Fauji Foundation, and Field Marshal Saib. Moving on, the next news is about the ongoing conflict between Iran and Israel. Let me quickly update you on the current state of the war. Iran has launched what you could call the worst, or from Iran's perspective, the most effective missile attack against Israel. You know that as soon as Iran's missiles are launched, Iraq is right in front of them. Iraq also plays a significant role. You know that the air bases there are also aligned with America. How could they not be? The United States has control over them, and after that comes Jordan. As for the Jordanians, they effectively shoot down the Iranian missiles that pass over their territory, and they claim they do this out of concern that the missiles might fall within their own country. Even though there really isn't any such risk, their destination is further ahead. For Iran, if they want to launch any missile or fighter jet, it first has to pass over Iraq, then Jordan, and only after that does it reach Israel. As I mentioned to you, any missile launched by Iran is shot down either in Iraq or in Jordan. Iraq isn't that active at the moment, but Jordan is actually intercepting their missiles along the way. Despite this, it's unclear what new strategy Iran has adopted. But this morning, just a few hours ago, on Monday morning, you could actually see the impact inside Israel, and many Iranian missiles have now managed to hit their targets there. Although, when we were recording the previous blog, Israel already knew that Iran was going to attack, and Israel was warning its citizens. Israel takes great pride in its aerial defense systems. There are 4 of them. We explained to you in detail one day that these 4 systems protect Israel, covering ranges from 2,000 kilometers down to 4 kilometers. But truly, the new missiles that Iran is now launching are remarkable. They not only pass over Iraq, but also deceive Jordan's entire system. If there are any American or other defense systems installed nearby, they outmaneuver those as well, and then after dodging all 4 of Israel's systems, they go on to hit their target. Now, one of the targets they chose was the home of the Israeli Prime Minister. I believe this is his ancestral home that they went and targeted. So you could say this is a major psychological victory, I would call it that. The house belonging to Netanyahu, located in the city of Caesarea in Israel, was targeted by these Iranian missiles, and entire buildings there have been brought down. Now, there are reports coming in from Israel of many casualties, possibly because Israel was not prepared for the attacks that took place this morning. Among the targets of these attacks was the port of Haifa as well, which was also struck. In addition to that, their military installations were also targeted. At this moment as well, sirens are sounding in Tel Aviv and other areas, and there is still a danger that Iranian missiles might strike Israel again. So Iran's missiles are effectively and forcefully reaching Israel, and perhaps since Israel's last war with the Arab world, Israel has never faced such an attack nor witnessed this kind of destruction. Similarly, the kind of attacks that are happening on Iran right now since 1988, They too have never witnessed such destruction anywhere. Along with this, let me give you some more updates. First, as I already told you, Iran has fired new ballistic missiles that have reached their targets. On the other hand, if we talk about Iran, Iran has now confirmed that the head of the intelligence unit of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, which you could say is their main army, as they have two parallel armies, the head of the intelligence unit of the Revolutionary Guard, Mohammad Kazemi, has now been killed. He has been martyred. Not only him, but Israel has also killed his deputy, Hassan Mohaqiq, and Commander Mohsen Bagheri. All of this happened on Sunday evening, just within the past few hours. Now let's move to the United States, where President Trump has claimed in a social media post that there will be a ceasefire agreement between Iran and Israel. He said that sometimes wars have to be fought in order to make agreements, or that war is used as a means to achieve or win agreements. On the other hand, he seems to be suggesting, at least that's my impression, that perhaps one party did not want to make an agreement, and I think he is hinting at Iran. My analysis is that if this attack on Iran had not happened, perhaps Iran would not have been ready to make an agreement in this way. After the damage that has been inflicted on Iran, Iran will now easily agree to make a deal. President Trump did not say these exact words, but this is the impression that comes through in what he said, that now an agreement. After everything that has happened, let's see whether Iran makes a deal or not. Qatar and Oman were facilitating their talks, and these sessions were taking place in Oman. Apparently, the sixth session was supposed to be held this past Sunday. But after the attack, Iran has refused to participate in these negotiation sessions because, on the other hand, Israel martyred the very person from Iran who was leading these negotiations. So in this entire situation, Iran now believes that there is no benefit in sitting in these meetings or making any agreements. The next news is also from America, where reports are coming in that the Trump administration is now considering imposing travel bans on an additional 36 countries. Earlier, we gave you the news in which President Trump imposed restrictions on 12 countries completely and maybe on 7 countries or 8 countries partially, that their citizens cannot enter. Now he is planning to impose travel restrictions on 36 countries. This news has come out, and some of the names of Mamalik are mentioned in it. The name of Egypt is also there. Now, it is not known whether all these names will come or not. There is still big preliminary news. It is being said that 60 days will be given to these countries to correct their implementation. It means that in terms of your security, it is the database of the visa. When people apply for a visa, how much check and balance is there in it? How much accuracy is there in the information on the visa within that country? So according to this, President Trump will give 60 days to these countries, and if these countries do not correct themselves, then sanctions will be imposed on them. The next news is from Iraq. Al Jazeera is reporting that the finalist is Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammad Shia al-Sudani. He has said that we condemn Israel's attack. This is a very major development because America has a lot of influence over Iraq. And as I told you, if Iran sided with Iraq, if Iran wants to fire a missile or send a fighter jet towards Israel, it has to go over Iraq. Now, Iraq has said that they support it in every way and they stand with Iran on this. Now, this is a very major development. This is what I would say on the part of Iraq, on the part of Iran, on behalf of Iraq, expressing such sentiments. On the other hand, Jordan, I told you that the missile that passes over Iran silently, the one they can shoot down is Fezbilillah. This is what I am saying. They should not shoot it down because Iraq is keeping itself neutral in this whole matter. At least no one is doing it. Jordan should have done it too, but at least he passed over the top. No missiles are being released. Let's move on. The next news to be presented to you is the news from Pakistan and the news about our own country. In the 3 years that have passed since 2022, Pakistan's 77-year history has not seen so many worst years. This is what analysts are saying now. He is saying that 1,600 factories have been closed in Faisalabad. The prices of every crop, including cotton and wheat, fish, cotton and wheat have fallen. Inflation and debts are high. Shera Namo has decreased. A white paper was released by Tehreek-e-Insaf on the government's 3-year performance. This white paper, of course, contains all the details. Like I told you, these are different analysts. Kaiser is a Bengali Sahib. There are others who are independent people. All this information has been developed on the basis of Hafiz Pasha Sahab's determination. This white paper has been issued on the basis of Motibar Sherani Sahib, other Motibar economists or others who have given him observations within Pakistan, in which it has been told how much destruction has been caused in Pakistan since the fall of Imran Khan's regime in 2022 till now. Similarly, on the one hand, we told you that there is such a big mess that there is Israel on one side and Iran on the other side, and there is a war going on. But on the other hand, think about what is happening inside Pakistan. That the election that was held in Samarial was won by Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, but the 9 League was won by Form 47. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf did an activity to congratulate the rank and file of their Jamaat in that election, and in a wedding hall, they gathered the party workers from their constituency and tried to hold an event there to appreciate them. The police surrounded the marriage hall and kept the people hostage. So, on the one hand, what kind of war is the world fighting? And what we have here is that Tehreek-e-Insaf, which is their constitutional right, should not be used. A very senior journalist is Sanullah Khan. He revealed that Asif Zardari, Nawaz Sharif and Yusuf Raza Gilani had already looted the goods of Toshakhana from Dadel, but now Anwarul Haq Kakar. Yes, Raju has become a gentleman. He says, people call me clown. Don't call them clowns, just call them Aap Raju Ban Gaya gentleman. So they are saying that now Raju Sahab is saying that in the last days of Nagran Wazir Azam, the senior is clear. Sanallah, they are revealing that Raju Sahab has done the last. He picked up 2 bulletproof vehicles from Kabina division, self-approved. Desai now says, yes, I am using it. So Raju Sahib, who he is, declared himself as the most important figure of the country. He declared that his life was in danger. They have taken 2 vehicles from the cabinet division and are now saying that I am using them. Then Raju became a gentleman. I told you when that Wazir Azam was made to him, that Chaudhry Nizamuddin did not make it like that. Raju became a gentleman, but the competition is very tough. Raju Sahib and Shahbaz Sharif Sahib ka's polish, who kills more? This contest has become extremely serious. Let's see which of the 2 comes out ahead. Anyway, regarding the gang from the Blasphemy Business Group against whom a case is ongoing and who used to entrap young people in blasphemy cases, it has now been revealed that a girl named Iman, who used to honey trap boys, uses a car registered in the name of a person called Abdul Rahim. This is the revelation. This alleged information has been shared on social media. Abdul Rahim is most likely the same person who is the main mastermind behind this case, is also leading the legal proceedings, and has trapped many people in these cases as well. This is also not insignificant information. As developments unfold in the coming days, we will present them to you as things come to light. After the 1979 Islamic Revolution in Iran, the Shah of Iran was deposed. His son, Reza Pahlavi, has given his analysis on the situation between Iran and Israel in an interview with the BBC. Reza Pahlavi has been the crown prince of Iran at this point. I could be mistaken, but according to cautious estimates, many people reportedly say that his net worth may be over $20 billion. In any case, Reza Pahlavi now says that the people of Iran should rise up. He is issuing this fatwa from abroad that the people of Iran should stand up against the Iranian government. He says that This is a very good opportunity, and if they do rise up, they will seize power, and then Reza Pahlavi will return and obviously gain power. This is the hope in his heart. Netanyahu is also telling the Iranian people the same thing, that you should rise up and overthrow this regime, that this regime is very bad, it oppresses you, and you should free yourselves from it. This is what Netanyahu says, and now the son of the Shah of Iran, Reza Pahlavi, who still calls himself the Crown Prince of Iran, is saying the same thing in is telling the international media and inciting the public to immediately separate themselves to stand up against the current regime and to overthrow this government. With that, allow me to take my leave. May Allah be your protector and helper. Long live Pakistan.